Workers getting paid while on strike. One of your April 4 DC Daily headlines. After President Trump's tariff announcement led to a worldwide market sell-off, tanking Wall Street. Breaking this morning, China announcing a clapback tariff of 34% on U.S. imports starting April 10. Canada retaliating with a 25% tariff on all cars imported from the U.S. The EU could implement taxes for big U.S. tech companies, and adversaries China, Japan, and South Korea reportedly considering increased trade amongst each other to lessen their dependency on the U.S. The federal judge who is at odds with the Trump administration may hold some of them in contempt of court next week. Now, Judge Boasberg says the Trump White House acted, quote, in bad faith and deliberately defied his order to turn a plane carrying Venezuelan migrants to El Salvador back to the U.S. An order of contempt could result in fines, jail time, and or a demand for the administration to demand that El Salvador return the deportees to the United States. Workers on strike could get unemployment checks in Oregon and Washington if lawmakers pass a bill under discussion. The Oregon bill would cover public employees. Washington would cover workers at private companies. Well, TikTok's time is ticking away here in the States. We are just hours away from the app going dark again on Saturday. President Trump and Vice President Vance say a deal is coming before the deadline to keep TikTok up and running, but no deal has yet been announced. The app is banned by law, upheld by the Supreme Court, but the president does have sole discretion about whether a proposal is enough to keep TikTok in the States. He can also extend the sale deadline a second time. Competitors like YouTube and Instagram already announcing changes to jump in and fill the gap if TikTok disappears.
And breaking this morning, China's news agency says Beijing will impose a 34% tariff on imports from the U.S. starting April 10th.
Okay, so meaning Chinese companies importing anything from the United States will have to pay 34% tax to their own treasury. On Thursday, I'm sure you know by now, the stock market tanked after the announcement of the tariffs. It dipped to levels that we haven't seen since the pandemic in 2020. Now, when asked about the impact, the president says that it is going well and that the economy will be booming.
And it's going to be a booming country, a very booming country. It's going to be amazing, actually. And we see it because we have trillions of dollars committed to come in.
Now, the goals, the president says, of the tariffs is to bring manufacturing back here stateside. Unsure if that will come to pass, but also to increase revenue for the United States, which will happen because tariffs here will be going directly into the U.S. Treasury. Economists do warn, though, that the price of just about everything, from food to cars, will be going up. Now, senators have introduced a bill to override the president's tariffs against Canada, and also have introduced a bill that would force the president to explain his reasoning and the impacts of new tariffs to Congress. And Congress does have the power to have them expire in 60 days unless they sign off.
We think Congress should reassert its role and have those policies come before Congress for review and approval or disapproval.
Well, now senators are working on the next phase of the president's economic plan, trillions of dollars in tax cuts that could possibly be offset in part by cutting back on federal spending.